Dragon Knight Reflection late game was pretty good, but still. All right, so with these lineups, again, forget about the teams, BSJ. Who has the better lineup? Okay, but is that who you're actually picking? A lot of assumptions are made about this team. It's been wrong so many times, you know? Okay. I'm kind of in the same boat, man. I think I don't know anybody on this other EHOME squad, so and this other, the actual EHOME, every single member is at some point in time has been ridiculously famous, especially in the Chinese scene. I mean, Faith Beyond, for God's sake. That one, yeah, that one sounds familiar. But then again, a lot of the see, like the C-Deck that got second place at TI, maybe. Cheeky, no. I don't know. I'd have to go back. It's been a long time. I mean, the other thing is a lot of the Chinese names are very similar. Yeah. Good call. Pure Tea.
30 seconds to battle.
That's a nice, I don't know if that's a sponsor or that's his actual name, but the, who was it? The Razor. Pure Tea. Pure Tea. It's possible. I mean, I actually always wondered how the Chinese players ended up making the English versions of their names, you know? Like, a lot of them make sense, like they're 3 letters or whatever. Like Old Chicken. What does Old Chicken mean? Yeah, that's a good point. We should probably Google. Let's do that after this game. I'll put in Old Chicken and translate it to Chinese, and then translate it back to English. I don't know. Yeah. When you're in China and you have Google Translate, it's helpful to a degree, but everything translates horribly. It's an interesting language. Oh. Yep, the Torrent will connect. That's going to prevent the Burrow Strike. Still only level 1, but could have potentially found the kill there. Reflection picked up level 1 by Terrorblade. I assume that that's not normal. I think, isn't Metamorphosis typically picked up? Yep, the Torrent connects. Still level 1. The Reflection comes out. There's the Telekinesis. Reinforcements have arrived. HYM, no mana. Another 10 needed for that Burrow Strike, so looks like aggression will stop there. All right, well, now it is an official try-v-try as Johnny has come to play with that Shackle ready. Torrent again connects. Cheeky with the Dragon Tail, but he's not going to do a whole lot of damage yet. Ryzen, that's a long Shackle. The Burrow Strike's going to cancel it, and Terrorblade will go back to safety. They do not have any pots right now. The pause comes out. Yeah, and Ryzen took Tidebringer at level 2. No X, surprisingly enough. Yeah. We'll see if it works out for them. So far, Terrorblade is being bodied a bit in this lane. But only time will tell if they actually... Oh, the Torrent will hit for the 3rd time in a row. There's the Dragon Tail. He's left alone for just 2 seconds. And that's first blood for EHOME Immortal. Oh, 4th Torrent in a row. Not that they're that difficult when he's going for creeps, but still. Okay, so yeah, he's at 5-0 right now. We're gonna have some transition in the mid lane. Plasma Field will not connect. There's 3 heroes here, and actually a scan came out on the middle lane. I don't know whose that was. That was strange, but looks like they will not be going for any kills at this point in time. Top lane, we haven't really talked too much about Faith Beyond versus Beast, the Omni Knight Brew matchup. Kind of a weird one. Now, you can't really necessarily spam the Drunken Haze on Omni. He can just, well, in theory, he can repel it off, right? But most of his last hits are probably Purification anyway. All right. Well, the bottom lane, it looks like it's been abandoned. Terrorblade CTY jungling right now with Metamorphosis. Yeah. Ryzen gets off a Torrent. Rubik still only level 1, and the rune is stolen by Ryzen as a result. And he's going to try to traverse his way to the high ground, I assume, but the X is there. Will the Terrorblade come? I don't know if he wants to show himself. And Johnny gets the shackle off. Ryzen continue to right-click away. The Fade Bolt mitigating a lot of damage. He's going to miss uphill, but it looks like he should be able to die here as Ryzen gets credit for that one. So just the aggression from EHOME. I really hate saying their team name. I hate it, actually. Immortals. The NA team is here to play. Oh, top lane. Ooh. Yeah, that's true. What do you think of the bottle on Faith Beyond? You don't see bottle that much these days on anybody, really. Torrent available another 1 second. We'll see if Immortal wants to try for this, but the telekinesis is there into the Burrow Strike and raises. He's caught with his pants down, and Pure T, all he can do is cast that level 1 Plasma Field. Not a whole lot of damage done, unfortunately. And the crazy thing about this, BSJ, is it's very even as far as net worth right now, despite this bottom lane not being... nobody from EHOME is actually in this lane at all.
You chose poorly.
Invisibility.
Yep.
Ooh, bounty.
I got it. Don't worry about it, buddy.
Gold.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is new China Dota, man. If you guys have missed out on any games, these games have been... Although, I will admit, the group stage was kind of stompy, but that's because of the discrepancy of skill between the teams. But you could tell the play style in general has been very fast-paced and quite enjoyable to watch.
Radiant Radiant's middle tower is
Yep, we could talk. We could go off on tangents about what you like to drink and eat for dinner, but not anymore. Thank God for the viewers. Oh, Primal Split actually popped before any actual initiation comes out. You can use the Earth Panda to stun. The Metamorphosis comes out. Johnny, he's stuck in the trees here. Looks like he will drop one way or the other. The Dragon Knight sent up into the air. Pure T has TP'd in. He's gonna be able to take out that Fire Panda. Yeah, Brewmaster gonna attempt to run away now. Thunderclap level 4 or level 3 available, I should say. Plasma will pop, but there's a telekinesis. Dragonfort pop by Shiki. Stuns the Shadow Fiend. But he's taking the brunt of the damage right now, I feel like. Old Chicken's just positioning himself for nice raises. Gets a couple to hit, but Shiki's still too tanky with 2 levels of Dragon Blood right now. And that might end this engagement. We got a transformation here on each side. Gotta love it. Top lane in the meantime, HYM. He took a purification. Yeah. Yeah, the Shadow Shaman at the very beginning, and then it's just a lot of exchange of right clicks, I guess. Now, this is something... Yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about. When you're... I'm going to see maybe action top lane, HYM, he burrow strikes, and then TPs away. When you're drafting, how much emphasis is put on... like for EHOME's lineup as an example, I said there was 2 transformation heroes in the game. Basically, there's 3, right? With the Primal Split. You have 2 big cooldowns, and when they're out of the cooldown, they're not nearly as effective. Is that something you try to avoid more times than not? Or is it not as big of a deal as I'm making?
The Tithe. Welcome back.
It's all good. I'm watching it on camera. The Rubik is dead. Johnny taking some right clicks from Faith Beyond. No shackle for another 5 seconds. Should have mana very shortly. See if they want to turn this around or not. But Faith Beyond's still pretty tanky. Obviously has the evasion, and Primal Split is now available to use as well. Okay, so being able to punish them in those situations is what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. Couple TPs come in for Immortal. Ryzen might be the one sacrificing his life for the betterment of his team. The couple raises take him out with ease. Cheek in the meantime is sent up in the air. Level 7 on this Dragon Knight right now. Beast on the sideline. Does have a repel and purification if he really wants to use it. Trying to bait them in perhaps, but EHOME will not go any deeper than that. Very high action game right now. HYM on the Sand King. Not really... Well, what position is he this game? Is this, like, what is Kunkka considered? The 5 or the 4?
Regeneration. Bounty.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh, that X just in time. Sorry to interrupt. As always, there's more action. HYM actually will get away, surprisingly enough. I thought they definitely had that. The Torrent was not timed well with that X.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, so far in this qualifier, and I don't know if it's going to continue on because we are getting, again, later stages of it, so the teams are going to be closer in skill, but it's been a lot of high action in the early game, and then mid-game one team will just get this major advantage, and then there's kind of a lull. That's when you can talk freely, my friend. Just wait for that. Sounds good, buddy. Sounds great. Faith Beyond with the phase boots right now on this Brewmaster. Will, in all likelihood, I assume, just go straight for Blink now. I'm not sure if people have been changing the build at all on Brewmaster, or kind of just standard. Oh, yeah. Oh, Shiki showing off that blink dagger, the repel on top of him. He is quite strong right now, and I think they're probably going to damage the tier 2 on top of taking out this tier 1.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under
Oh, and we have a TP here from Ryzen. X into Torrent, into the Shark. Old Chicken does get hit by it. He's very fast, so going to run away. Nice thunderclap. Shiki blinks in again, gets the Dragon Tail onto Old Chicken. Can they actually finish him off is the question. Another X comes through, sending the Razor in the air. Repel still applied to Shiki. Looks like they really want to focus down this Shadow Fiend, but it's going to be pretty difficult. The Torrent will not connect, and lots of wasted time as the Dragon Knight now sent up into the air. Well, actually gets Blink up again, but his Dragon Form's done. They did get the tier 2 bot, which is obviously more important than anything, and they defended the tier 1 mid. But no kills, surprisingly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Does EHOME Immortals have like a window, I guess you could say? I mean, a lot of DK lineups are kind of in this window frame, especially when we don't have a hard carry, because I would say Razor's more of like an anti-carry than anything.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is fallen.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of heroes TP back, though. HYM, he's going to find that he gets sheeped into the X, into the Torrent, into the ship, onto 2 heroes. It will connect and take out the Rubik first, and HYM is next. Great rotations from Immortal, and they're looking quite strong right now. And they're going to be able to go for this tier 1 tower, and I don't think there's anything EHOME can do to prevent it. And that Torrent hits blindly in the trees. They're going to go for this kill. Can they lock him down? Primal Split is down for another 10 seconds. Got the evasion in his favor, but I don't think it's going to be enough, my friends. Ether Shock finishes him off. And it feels like this whole game, CTY's just been stuck in the jungle. It's like as if there's no... It's like there's an Iron Talon still in the game. I haven't seen anything like this since they changed that.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
8 knots and full ahead.
The tide.
I'll take that.
And they're chasing HYM. They're actually going to run into him. Nope. Beast backs up just a tad. And HYM will be safe. Still no Blink Dagger. Not even close, in fact. 800 gold to his name. Definitely Struggle City as a 5k net worth lead for... I'm surprised it's not more, in all honesty. It feels like it should be. But if you look at Terrorblade, he... all things considered, and he's been stuck in the jungle. He's not doing that bad as far as net worth, honestly. Like, it could be so much worse.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, here they come. The boat comes in. The Rasta will fall first. Serpent Wards are placed, but they're just going to be able to clean these up. So a couple of ults wasted. See if this continues on. Burrow Strike is there. Shiki able to help take out the Rubik. It's a 1-for-1. Support versus support. Beast was stuck inside the wards, but phases out. Pops the GA. Basically on himself. And the Burrow Strike. And here comes the damage onto the Dragon. He really can't stand up to this magic. And that's a 2-for-1 now in favor of EHOME, as they're going to continue to chase Ryzen. Not sure if they'll be able to get him. The Torrent comes out, will connect. Burrow Strike again. No Blink Dagger on HYM, so their chase is horrendous right now. All they can do is slow as much as they can. Finally, they find the Burrow Strike and the kill. That should be a Blink on Brew, I believe. Yes.
That should help.
Yeah. I feel like that's just been oh yeah, you're right. Damn. All right, well, they're gonna smoke and try to go for him, but I do feel like you're exactly right in the fact that these qualifiers, it feels like it's been this endless loop of the same thing happening over and over, where just that one mistake from the quote-unquote lesser team that ends up costing the game. We'll see that being the case. Now Shiki and company will initiate onto the Shadow Friend. He will drop to the deck. Does buy BKB before falling, though, so will not end up losing any gold himself. And they're going to try for Roach. This is exactly what they need. And I actually love this potential pickup from Pure T. He will be going Aghanim Scepter. They're just going to go all-out push. I think... yes.
How many times are you going
To the Radiant.
Yeah. They really, yeah, no doubt, dude. I mean, Shaman, level 8 right now, needs to get up in the levels a little bit more. The level 12 ult, quite a significant upgrade. I think the peak of this lineup, believe it or not, for me would be 3rd Roche and Razor level 20. So he gets this minus 0.1 if they make it that. So this is the thing with talents and the changes to Aghanim Scepter in the past. Lineups like this, they do have a window still, but I think it's been extended versus the historical sense, right? Like, let's go back to TI4. This game would be over at the 25-minute mark one way or the other, right? They either lose with this push lineup or they win. But now they can, like, the Aghanim Scepter plus this talent makes him so strong. Plus that 3rd Roche, the Refresher Shard, a double ult is disgusting, you know? Yeah. It's filthy. Plus you have the save of Omni Knight, so you're very sustainable in battle. Looks like the smoke will come out from EHOME. Yeah, a ward was placed on the high ground, and it looks like each respective team will just put a ward in the enemy side of the river, so perhaps not completely wasted, but you're right. No, they could have done that with 2 heroes, technically speaking. Oh, we might have some action. Shiki pops into dragon form. HYM just going to burrow strike away. Drums are activated, but doesn't look like anybody will catch anyone, at least not yet. This tier 2 tower will in all likelihood be pushed. We're going to aggro the tower so that sentry does not get taken out. Fortification is activated. And Shiki, this is the scary part, right? You take this tier 2, you can't stay too long. We've seen this time and time again where these quote-unquote lesser teams just stay a little bit too long. We'll see if that ends up being the case this time. Shiki does have that 10-second BKB though, so he is very difficult to kill. Get their lanes good. I like that. Less experience in English, though, right? Well, you play in the NA region, so most people don't speak English anyway, I'm pretty sure, right? Oh, and you're right, though. Johnny, he's gotten a lot more farm since we last checked him out. He's halfway to his Ags, pretty much. Pretty surprising. He actually does not go for Blink, though. What do you think about that? Probably the right choice in this game when you're in this window.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well. Yes, they are. The smoke about to pop on its own. They actually noticed that Beast runs into somebody, but did not get there in time for the Rubik, unfortunately for them. They do have potential to initiate here. Shiki, they're going to get initiated by Faith Beyond instead. Primal Split comes out. I believe the Dragon Tail was used on pretty much nothing. Ryzen dies, but he does get up the ship, so they'll get that buff. Pipe popped in addition. Shiki is extremely tanky right now. Old Chicken channeling that ultimate, gets it off. Not a whole lot of damage, but it will be a lot of damage mitigation. Shiki and company dealing so much damage in the meantime, though. GA is popped. It's a 1-for-1 epicenter combination. Rubik buys back in the game. Looks like Johnny will be down as CTY is dealing a healthy amount himself. Not to forget that Terrorblade is in this game. Burrow Strike applied to Omni Knight, and it looks like EHOME will win this fight. A 3-for-1 with the buyback, though, on EHOME's side. Shiki TP's back to base, or the jungle. I mean, that's kind of the problem. Is that's their initiation. He has to get off that Dragon Tail. And do you have the stream on in the background? Can you take a look at that fight and tell me if he... It looked like to me that he stunned, or the stun got used on Brewmaster, but it did not stun him. The Primal Split still went off. Yeah. Sounds good, buddy. This ward has been here the entirety of that smoke for quite a while now. Ryzen has the Glimmer Cape. Probably had that for a while, but just catching up on items right now. The Vlad's was picked up, so Faith, I'm going for more utility. Aura building build. Building build? Sure. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't seem like, I mean, I guess it depends on who you were, but I know a lot of people didn't think that nerf to Dragon Tail was that big of a deal. Right there you see, that could have changed the entire complexion of that fight. For sure. Look.
I'll take your tribute. Double damage!
Yeah. Ooh. Could be big. Oh, the smoke pops. The repel applied to the Rubik. Will they be able to burst him down with the... Well, it's not really bursting down. The auto attack should be enough, and they finally find him, but that's just the Rubik at the end of the day. And HYM pushing in bot lane. This siege All right, let's see it. Yeah, the Aghanim Scepter. We'll see how much work it can do, along with the Dragon Knight himself. And here we go. Serpent Wards replaced. I believe that's in range of the melee racks. Not sure if all of them will hit, actually, but we'll see. Faith Beyond jumps in with a Primal Split. Who's he going to send in the air? Pipe is activated. The less damage being applied as far as magic is concerned. The wards are being cleaned up, though, by EHOME in the meantime. Rubik comes back in 5 seconds, dealing the damage from this Storm Panda. He can get off any more spells before he comes back into the Brewmaster form. And with this, I believe Immortal just have to run, or maybe they're going to try to save the Razor. BKB's pop galore. Old Chicken, Requiem of Souls comes out. Not a whole lot of damage, but again, that damage mitigation, quite a big deal. The X marks the spot on top of the ship coming through. GA is popped. The Old Chicken can't do a whole lot about this. Airblade, in the meantime, focusing on the Razor, who's all alone on the side here. That whole time he was just isolated. It is finally taken out. Now the X on the Faith Beyond. We'll see if Rising can get out of this. Old Chicken is extremely speedy. The drums, the S and Y. But looks like that Glimmer Cape will keep him alive. Well, let's see if they get vision. Oh, no. Okay. That's unfortunate. So 2 dead. And now tier 1. This is looking like EHOME's game to lose.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, they have the Shadow Fiend. They have Terrorblade as well. Choose not to do so for whatever reason. They choose not to do so for whatever reason. Let's see if this ends up biting them in the ass or not. We did cast 1 game where they bit them in the ass big time. I believe it was the first game we cast with GJ Thunder versus LGD, I want to say. Yeah. Oh! Sand King, HYM, he gets Sheep spotted out. They have... Yeah, he's just dead. Super, super dead. Well, they had a scan. I don't know why they scanned originally, but maybe they spotted him at first, not sure. But this does open up the Roche potential for EHOME, despite losing their Sand King. But EHOME Immortals are here to play. Primal Split is popping. Going to send Mr. GA in the air. He gets bursted down. The Serpent Wards are placed inside the pit. The buyback onto Omni Knight. Doesn't have the Aghanim Scepter right now. No GA either way, though. As this Roshan is continuing to dwindle. Rising gets off the X. He's going to be able to get the Aegis. His Old Chicken, and it gets a Roche. So big win here for EHOME. Yep, you're right. He gets both. And if they can get out of dodge without losing any more people, this is a huge win for EHOME. Yeah, it's tough.
Bounty!
Sorry. Light of Heaven does that every game. I don't know why. Yeah, it's like his thing. I don't know if he does it on purpose. Bottom lane, Epicenter, Burst Strike combination onto Beast. All he can get off is a repel. Not nearly enough to survive. 72 seconds on the deck. They know he bought back. But we'll see if they can take advantage of this or not. Of course, they don't really need to do anything. Obviously, the later the game goes, the more favorable it is for them. Only a 3K advantage, but again, like you said, they're more scalable into the late game. I feel like that should be your phrase, man. Not to flame. Yeah, I like that. That's great. A great coining of phrases. Oh boy. That's going to be pretty dirty on both Shadow Fiend and Terrorblade. It'll be TV that picks it up. Yeah. Pretty disgusting. And they can probably... wouldn't be shocked if they can just do this tier 2 without having to pop meta. And Torrent does come out along with a Breathe Fire. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Aghanim Scepter now online for Johnny. I feel like the Ags, the way it works is it attacks multiple targets. Taking down a tower doesn't actually help you having an Ag. I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. Are you sure? I thought they got rid of that. Let me see. Increases attack range. Okay, so that I didn't know about that. Okay. So it's really good. Like when the tower's down, it's extremely good for getting both melee and range racks. That's for sure, depending on positioning. As mid lane, Beast will just repel TP, so won't be caught out. But Omni not getting close to his Ag. So there is a little bit more of a power spike coming from Immortal. Of course, that third Roche will be a huge deal if that ever comes to be for them. But the Aghanim Scepters are now online. We have Halberd, which of course, he's picked this up probably 5 minutes ago, but we're just mentioning it now. It is a potential game-winning, or fight-winning, I should say, item if used before BKB activates on Shadow Friend, perhaps. I mean, they do have potential to win some fights here still, I feel like, for Immortal. Yeah, the tier 3. Okay. He's missing a lot. Right now, X marks the spot. Fortification is popped. Oh, that's beautiful. Very fast reaction on that sheep. The boat's coming out. The GA as well. Boat's going to connect on 2 heroes. GA is popped by Rubik, who has stolen it. So no physical damage coming from you, EHOME Immortal, right now. From Master was the first to fall, of course. Was able to get his primal split off. Here comes the epicenter. Burrow Strike combination onto 2. The Dragon Knight is dead. Probably the more important kill. Pure T getting chased by the Aegis-wielding Shadow Friend. We'll take that Aegis out at the very least. Does he have Sunder available? Yes, indeed. Serpent Wards are still placed onto the high ground. There's a chase still on this Razor. This Razor is continually segregated from his team in these fights. TTY just bursting down everywhere with that physical DPS. Looks like he's going to get X Sunder. Oh, that was not a Sunder. That was the Cheese, in fact. So he's still quite healthy. Razor had to buy back in this game. And with all these abilities down, like even if Dragon Knight bought back, he is completely worthless without Dragon Form. And this is going to be, I believe, a free mid lane. Oh, backdoor protection for now, though. Oh, that's a new effect. I haven't even noticed that in game. Burrow Strike. That was a 4-staff Burrow Strike, I believe, from Sand King. And that is a... Was that a dieback? 55 seconds? Not sure. Either way, let's actually take a look. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So that is a melee racks down. And EHOME looking pretty.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
I'll take that generation.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah. And we haven't even gotten to the 40-minute mark where the double runes start to spawn. Basically a DD every time, it feels like. Yeah. Oh, Ryzen. Reflection comes out. Torn as well. Will connect, actually. Pure T. Going to be siphoning his damage right now as the X into boat. They're trying to deal as much damage as they can and burst down this terribly. Will it be enough? The Shackle comes out as well. He has yet to... He doesn't have BKB, actually, but Sunder is available. He's going to use it onto Pure T. And HYM with the Epicenter Burrow Strike combination. Doesn't really connect, but it's still good enough to take out that Razor. And on the sideline, again, a lot of segregation in terms of these team fights. The Kunkka will fall next. And with Shiki's Dragon Form down... And 50% duration. I was going to say they could probably just call it GG, and they do. So game one of this best of 3 between these two of the same orgs, of course, EHOME. We'll go to EHOME, game 1.
Radiant team, ban. Dire team, ban. Radiant team, ban. Dire team, ban. Radiant team, ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team, ban. Radiant team, pick.
The lightning round.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team, pick.
Naga Siren.
Dire team.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. This game started way faster than I was expecting. This is a Dota 2 Asia Championship 2018. The China qualifiers lower bracket between EHOME's two teams. We'll just call them that for now. Sunsman here with BSJ. Game 1 went to EHOME. And in relatively...
I wish I interrupted you. I was going to say sicko D-pick coming. I was actually going to say it, dude. I should have interrupted.
I believe it. I believe it. You'll get credit for that one.
The thing is like, I like the way that EHOME picked it. I predict like a pick like EHOME.
Remaining.
I was like, okay, so they first picked Naga, and then I think it's so funny. We talked about the meta shifting based on snowball effect, and a hero like Disruptor, who synergizes so well with Naga, suddenly becomes tier 1 pick because Naga did. And so you pick Naga, and then the enemy team picks Disruptor, and then they smartly, in my opinion, pick a Tidehunter, which is a hero that even if you sleep, he doesn't like die. Like he just tanks all the stuns and comes out of the stuns. But now you have the, I'm literally thinking the only way that they can punish the Tide out of sleep is if they have a hero that kills him through Kraken Shell, and they just immediately pick OD. So it's lightning round draft. No time to analyze. But,
absolutely, much like the gameplay itself, don't have time to do anything.
Yeah, no time at all.
All right, so if you're gonna predict the rest of the draft for me, buddy. You picked the OD. You're already on a roll. Let's hear some more.
Now I'm nervous. I like ET for EHOME as the 4 position.
Okay.
Gives them some.
By the way, when you say EHOME, you'll get it right for both teams.
Oh yes, that's why
Easy.
I say EHOME now, because in case whoever picks it, I'll just say yeah, that's who I meant.
Exactly.
So well, I like the Rubik ban though. Good with Naga. Good against Tide. I think they just need to ban like a Witch Doctor for the laning stage on this EHOME banning. It makes it really hard to lane as Tide against a Witch Doctor. It's like Witch Doctor with any carry in the game can actually kill a Tide in the laning stage just because of Maledict and how it works.
Unpurgeable.
Against these tanky strength heroes that usually walk away with like 200 health even if they get got. Boom, baby. Let's go.
Man, what a
on
god.
point. On point.
What a...
they probably want to ban a 4 position. I'm expecting ET. Come on, baby. Let's just keep it rolling. They banned the Nyx already, which is good against the OD. It could also ban something like I don't know. I think the only hero I see is ET. I'm not gonna theory craft anymore. I'll learn something when they ban something else.
Yeah, it's fine. One at a time. You don't need to do the whole draft right away.
I don't have to be that good.
Are we Razor's out of here? Are we expecting a Shadow Fiend at all? Seen that picked quite often by every region, I want to say.
Oh, they banned the Viper.
Viper down. Okay.
Why Viper?
DP picked. No.
So as I said, EHOME's gonna pick DP third in response to the OD. Usually if they reveal their mid this early though, since you're the second pick team and you have absolute last pick, the 2 picks you're gonna pick in the second round are gonna get countered, so you want to counter what they already have. So they see the mid matchup, so they immediately pick the hero they want for that. And that's gives them more team fight, gives them the ability to force objectives with the Tidehunter Ravage. That's like Tide himself doesn't actually force the objectives. But we talked about this, how with DP, if you're like the only person that takes towers, it's a little rough. So I expect EHOME to maybe pick something like a Troll or a Terrorblade again. Probably last pick. They'll probably pick their 4 first. But just something that helps them force objectives when DP ults on cool.
Yeah, I think I want to say every single game that we've cast in China has, the carry has been either Terrorblade or Troll. I think every single game, 100%.
They're 2. I know Terrorblade's a good hero,
and they're rarely banned, which is weird.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they're good, but people aren't exactly afraid to play against them. They know they're in the pool kind of thing, and they prepare their drafts accordingly. Gyro, another hero that synergizes with the Naga, holding off on their 5 position pick. Curious to see about that. They go for Caudle. Wow. Would not have guessed that
Caudle. Well, we're not going to see any crazy dual lane combo with Caudle.
Yeah, they don't have like a Sand King Beastmaster type, like high pressure hero. Tide doesn't really fit that bill.
Yeah. Double anchor smash, bro. Pretty strong.
Hoggers.
Enigma. Okay.
Classic Naga synergy. Immortal going for the Wombo combo, black hole we saw the other day, but what team is burning on? Big Gods, right?
Yes, indeed.
They actually picked the Venge, and in anticipation of the Enigma pick, and it ended up working out really well. The Core Venge won a game. We can't say very often.
I want to say Core Venge for EHOME sounds awful this game.
I hope they do not pick Core Venge.
That aura does nothing for their team.
Yeah, it does not. The other game they had an SF, so it buffed them up a lot. They banned the Jug, which I don't mind. It's good against Gyro and OD heroes that do no damage to magic immunity.
So they need a position 4, maybe even 5 if you want to play Nagas 4, I guess. Kind of interchangeable to some degree. Probably a roaming type. All right, Bane, single target.
Despite the fact that they have Enigma, I like PL the most for EHOME. They have virtually no catch on the side of Immortals or a PL.
Oh, my.
Okay. Or Cheese. Cheese works too.
Okay, then. EHOME definitely
always down for some Cheese. Broodmother, one of those heroes you just you laugh when it's being done in a pro game against somebody else, but you are absolutely miserable. It happens to you.
I feel like Brood is it's a unique hero in the fact that in a lot of games, not all of them obviously, but in a lot of games you either win or lose based on just the pick itself. Whether you can actually deal with it. It's always been like this 5th pick hero, maybe minus like a month or 2 span in recent memory, but I don't know. How do you think he fares this game? They don't have a huge amount of catch.
They bring Bane with Enfeeble and just stop the Brood from getting CS and then deny all the creeps. Because in this patch, keep that Brood down. So since they have no good core matchup, supports to lane well against Brood.
For battle.
Overall, based on that first game, I give the favor to the Dire squad. I feel like if they can get the lane set up they want, I feel like the Immortals team, if they mess up the early rotations on the supports and this Broodmother gets off to like even a remotely decent start, I'm pretty sure they just have no way to deal with them, and they'll get Roches because the Brood will go Mass Command as Deso, and with Roches and like BKB Brood, they're just gonna march down mid. I think Coddleags 24 minutes. That's what I'm calling. 24-minute push with Aegis.
24 minutes. Gotcha. They call out Kuroki, by the way. I'm guessing EHOME's lineup is very liquid-like, actually.
It actually is. Very much it.
Super liquid-like. We'll see if they can... I mean, we've talked about it before, but we've seen some inspiration from some of these teams, taking from Liquid and other top-tier 1 teams in other regions, which isn't necessarily the norm for Chinese teams, historically speaking. So cool to see. CTY will be playing the Broodmother in this top lane. How does, just in theory, Tide... I know they're on the same team, but is Tide still good against Brood? Was that kind of a deny?
Yeah, you just don't care about the Spiderlings. Once you have like level 2 Kraken Shell, they actually do 0 damage. So you can kind of... That's a lane where usually I think Brood just starts creep skipping at like level 4 and kind of just ignore each other. I think that's what ends up happening because Tide can't do anything to Brood, but Brood can't do anything to Tide. So heroes like Tide are annoying for Brood because you can't actually push his tower if he just sits there, which really slows down the Brood's ability to take objectives, but Brood can still free farm. Kind of how that goes. Gush level 1 on the Tide.
Really? Alright.
I wonder how Enigma does versus Brood. Because you're denying all the creeps, maybe he'll be okay for a few levels, but Vayne is not starting in the Brood lane, which I thought would happen. So glad to see how that pans out.
They're going to go for Johnny again. Illuminate comes out only level 1. The minus armor coming through as well. With the Brain Sap, only level 1. Still getting chased. They need a couple more auto attacks to finish him off. Or just an Illuminate, or just that level 1 Gush. It worked out. They got first blood. Start seeing that in your pubs pretty soon.
Coddle Tide Hunter Gush into Blast combo.
Yeah. Not too bad. Gyro pushing this lane in the mid right now. Thoughts on this matchup? Although it's obviously not going to be a 1v1, it's going to be DP Disruptor versus Gyro and Naga.
I feel like this is pretty even overall. I think that both players will farm decently, but neither player will be dominant. Gyro's pretty good at stopping the DP push at level 6. He has good wave clear, and if he gets level 6 too, he can just fall down and really deter the push. So overall, I think like the heroes that struggle against DP are the ones that can't really stop her push when she hits level 6. They don't have any like wave clear. Heroes like sometimes you see Terrorblades mid and stuff like that. And really,
well, the OD is now in the bot lane, so Tide's going to have a bit of trouble keeping that mana up despite having Coddle on his team. You see the Nightmare coming on the HYM. He's got the backtrack away. Is Ryzen trying to get off that ensnare? Not quite in range, though. Stutter stepped a bit. Wasn't able to actually throw it out. That might have been a kill, but not to be this time around. So right now it is a 1v1. Gyro versus Deathbro. I never thought I'd see this matchup in my lifetime.
Yeah, Gyro is a little bit more common mid now, just because he's a hero that's hard to secure him in the side lane sometimes. He just does like really low damage, and until he gets level 3, his like threat is really low, but now they're ganking for him. And yeah, they have the level 2 Rocket Barrage, DD Naga. And nice.
Finally gets it up. Nice aggro there from Gyro, keeping Ryzen alive.
That was actually really good.
Pure T, though, taking massive damage. Pops the wand. Ryzen wants to go for more. He gets off the Riptide. Will this be his end? It's going to be close. He does get the kill. Old Chicken TP's in with a freebie for himself. Very ballsy play.
That's worth it for Naga to do that.
Do not or do?
Just got the Death Prophet back in the game with that.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit strange.
Almost has bottle now. Once he has a second null if he chooses to go that route, which he already has a second null.
Oh, Faith Beyond, you are taking so much damage right now. Fortunately for them, Bane cannot get close enough for a Nightmare, so Tide will live through the day. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have the homing missile into the Rocket Barrage. Massive damage being applied, and another easy kill for Immortal.
I will say, I really like the fact that this Naga was helping a bit and then left Gyro to get level 3 and then just came back, because that's right when Gyro just becomes, like, the Rocket Barrage almost doubles in damage from level 1 to 2. And I just like the fact that he's playing around mid a lot now. But Broodmother, 30 CS in 4 minutes.
Yep. That's twice the amount of Enigma. He forces him back to base as well, so they have to do the walk of shame.
I mean, this Brood's going to be massive.
Now, what's the build this game for Brood? We've seen a varying skill build, not skill build, but item builds, depending on how you want to play, depending on region.
Usually you just go with the Medallion Mask of Madness Deso, that's into BKB. That's generally what I see. I've seen a few Radiances, or Radiant side. But in general, I feel like the physical damage just gives them Roche, gives you tower damage. Like we said, they want a hero that takes towers. Oh, mid lane again. Never mind, looks like nothing's happening. But we said they wanted a hero that takes towers and objectives without DP ult. So the physical damage Broodmother allows that. Bottom lane,
yeah,
Jesus,
Faith Beyond. Gonna take maybe one more. Okay, the Brain Sap was there. Level 2, in fact. So Johnny takes that for himself. Mid lane, homing missile will connect onto Old Chicken. Rocket Barrage, there are a few creeps. I'm not sure if he wants to try it. Easy kill. A lot of creeps there, but it doesn't really matter. Tidehunter forced to TP out. See if they can actually get a kill here. There's a kinetic field with the Gush. A couple more right clicks might be enough to take him out. He's going to pop Flat Cannon in the meantime, try to do as much damage before his ultimate demise. Ryzen, will he dive again? Pops the wand, has another Riptide. There it goes. Double kill for him. Death Prophet again will TP in. Oh, okay. A little bit too fast there for Faith Beyond. Old Chicken probably wanted that experience very badly, but that was a long TP.
Wow, Broodmother.
Doing Broodmother things. Yeah.
Catapult, probably going to take, honestly, probably pressure the tier 2 here. Not necessarily take it, but at least apply a lot of pressure on it. Overall, it's like there's trades going on the map, and, you know, it said that before that tower, Radiant was actually up a little bit. But this Broodmother is going to hit a timing that I don't know what to deal with here. Like, they're going to be so farmed. And once he has BKB, I don't really know how to kill him in team fights, because they have so many ways to, like, stop the Fiend Grip, and some ways to, like, so many AoE damage spells. Like, can't afford to focus the Brood with, like, 5 heroes. They'll just die because of Ravage and Blast and Cruelty.
Yeah, it's crazy, because Immortal, I feel like, is playing quite well. Maybe a little bit down in the CS right now, but in the other 2 lanes are, you know, ganking to a high degree, being pretty successful, but just feels like they got booted. In mid lane, another gank rotation. Faith Beyond here. Tidehunter, the ganking hero, of course. What else would you know him as? And Old Chicken's gonna take credit for that one.
Yeah, Tide the ganker. Yeah, something new. I mean, he has a. This is the kind of thing where when people see this and they kind of like laugh at it or think it's weird, it's like when you have a really bad lane matchup, you got to get a little creative sometimes. And in this case, like, he walks bottom, he's just gonna get orbed by OD.
Oh, the Nightmare just in time. And yep, Qual's dead. Plain and simple.
I'm just watching Tom, man. This living my dream.
That's your dream, really?
Yeah.
You're a Brood player?
I'm not a Brood player. I'm saying that I want to be level 8 with 66 CS at 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Pretty nice, for sure. And you're right. He's just going to be pressuring this tier 2 ever so slowly. And all Beast can do is sit
farming all the
back.
jungle camps in the meantime.
The enemy jungle camps. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Oh, Disruptor Kinetic Field. He does have Black Hole. He's actually going to use it, but the glimpse is there. And that's going to be a colossal waste of a spell. The only TP rotation was in the form of Ryzen, but...
So not to flame here, but what was the thought, you know? Sometimes you just wonder, like, what was the plan?
TP! That's what he was probably telling everybody.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's like one of those things, like, sometimes in the middle of the game, you kind of just get caught not thinking clearly. And it's like, the minute he black holes, if you're thinking clearly, you know you're just going to get glimpsed. So, changing a black hole for a glimpse, in my opinion, is not a good
In your opinion? That might be a fact.
Oh, okay.
It's not even an opinion.
Oh, you know, I don't want to act like I know everything.
And the problem with Immortal's lineup is, you know, we talked about this Wombo combo, but they just don't have the levels for it yet. The gyro, bottom lane. Shiki, that is very ambitious, my friend. Old Chicken's just going to use this exorcism to help take out this tier 1. Meanwhile, in the top lane, will they finally get this Broodmother? The rocket barrage is not enough.
I was watching that whole thing. They actually just straight up 4-man ganked him. Like Nightmare into Call Down into Medal or into
Oh, Ryzen. He really wants this.
Oh my god, is he gonna get it?
Oh, he's gonna get turned around now. Well, the tier 1
literally used all their spells that they had and walks away. So he's actually going back for the Midas. Not gonna lie, not a huge fan. I feel like going straight Mask of Madness Deso, you just shred you shred Roche, you shred buildings, go BKB, they can't deal with you. I feel like he's giving them a chance to come back. Not saying he's throwing the game, like this build is definitely like fine. I just, in this game, like if they get this wombo combo off on Immortal, you know, that can kill any hero with any net worth. So I think Roche is really important for them. So I hope they still look to take that despite the fact that he's going more of a greedy build.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it an item that you can use right away to help you push your advantage. It just kind of secures your levels and farm into the mid and late game. But yeah, definitely questionable, but we've seen time and time again players that just prefer to get Midas when they're ahead, and a lot of times it does work out. See how it goes this game. But I mean, the biggest issue, of course, is that they can't do anything about Brood just in general, whether it's farm or not, you know? Until they have levels themselves. I mean, we talked about the wombo combo. Naga does not have sleep. The black hole was wasted. It should be up pretty soon. 40 seconds. Sandy's Eclipse, only level 1. Odie doesn't really want to use that in a fight, at least not to do a lot of damage. Okay, fall down, but static storm applied. Tidehunter gets off his Ravage. Gyrocopter is getting decimated. One more auto attack from Old Chicken, and CTY is here to play, and this game is getting quickly out of control. Even though he went Midas, I like that the way he's playing. I was really hoping he wouldn't go Midas and then kind of just continue doing what he was doing. I thought he should start participating in fights. He's so rich if you look at the net worth. Holy moly on the Brood. So I'm glad that he's participating. I think that's really important. So I don't mind Midas nearly as much, the fact that he's participating in fights like this. Last of the tower actually goes to him as well. Has not used this Midas a second time, just ancienting right now. He actually has like 650 GP at 11. Yeah, what is it actually? He's fat. 620. That's a lot. Gold per minute, 620. Yeah, that's. I think that's about Alchemist status at the 11-minute mark, which is quite impressive. I don't think he's going to get up to the 1,000 GPM that Alchemists sometimes get, but at least back in the day. Yeah, pretty tough. But again, this is a Broodmother. He snowballs big time. But this Coddle's getting super rich. Isn't actually going for the 4-staff, which most players elect to do. That I've seen at least. Just going straight for the Axe. Duking out the bottom lane. Coddle's so annoying in this way. That's why you usually need like a Storm or some hero like a Bat that jumps the Coddle. Because otherwise he just sits bottom spamming that out, and they don't have a hero like this, so it's really difficult for them to ever stop him. The bottom lane's always going to be pushed. The top lane, any kills are good. Yeah, Faith Beyond, the Kraken Shell does activate, but this will likely be enough damage to take him out at some point. Disruptor does as much as he can, but there's only so much he can do. Glimpse comes out, so Purety's back where he came from, and Disruptor will walk away. They had Dust, by the way. I don't know why. For the Broodmother, man. But he's not in Viz anymore. Sometimes my jokes are just so funny, they don't get received. That's true. I apologize. That's my fault. But can you actually tell me what the Dust is? I have no idea why they have Dust. Okay. Absolutely no idea. All right. Just checking. Oh, we missed a kill, but we're going to find another one. Or will we? All right. The Astral Imprisonment keeps him in place. I mean, this is an okay kill because, I mean, Coddle, like you said, is pretty farmed, so. That hero has to die. It's one of those things where it's a support, but if you don't kill him, your bottom lane's going to be at your tier 2 the entire time, and that's not what you want. So that's like a ton of map control that a support's taking. So like you said, it's a support, but it's a completely necessary kill. I have no idea how he got caught, personally, but curious to see. It must have been a little over-aggressive. Mother's gonna have a 13-minute Orchid Midas medallion. Yeah. They have Song. He's dusted. He got dusted, guys. He's not slowed.
Oh god, okay.
Oh, the black hole, a little bit mistimed. Let's see if they actually have enough damage to take him out. And they do. That is a huge kill. A huge kill. Now here's a stupid question, by the way.
Yeah.
This is actually a stupid question because I have not played Brood since they did change it. Do his spiderlings go invis?
No, they're the same as him.
Okay, so there's literally no reason.
There's actually no reason to have dust this game.
Loaded to the gills.
Unless they're expecting a glimmer cape, or maybe they're not read the patch notes, or they're very certain about the patch notes, so just to make sure they don't miss the kill. I don't know.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, buddy, and say that they have not played against a Brood Mother in quite a while.
Yeah, I believe it. Based on the fact that they have the draft they have and they didn't ban Brood, I have to believe it.
Well, Beast is getting initiated on the Glimpse. Will cancel the TP, and this is going to be an easy cleanup for EHOME. As Broodmother revives now.
I think they just take all the objectives they want. They have Orchid, they have no Black Hole, no Song. I don't want CTY to play passively here. I really think he should just go Roche with ult and Medallion, but we'll see. Maybe he needs to rack up some spiders first. It's just one of those things whenever, you know, we talked about long cooldowns. You want to make sure you punish them when they don't have them. And in this game, I kind of said that without Sleep and Black Hole, they can't really kill this Brood. But maybe he's just going to choose to free farm with it. I'm not a huge fan. I think they can honestly, they have Ravage, even though they don't have, they have DP ult again. Really hope they look to take an objective. They look like they're smoked up.
I mean, they have a great Roche lineup. You don't even need to use Death Prophet ult necessarily. You have Gush for the minus armor, of course, Broodmother, once he gets some damage. Does have the Orchid, of course, so that's more for pickoff, but could easily take
one of those
Roche.
things where you want the DP ult if you're going to Roche, because if they choose to fight you, you at least have the ability to fight them. You don't need to use it to Roche, but like if they come at you, you'll have it, kind of thing. They are using it for top tier 2 though, which will go down.
Yep, and I believe, is Ags finished on Caudle? Is he hasn't actually built anything but the point booster?
400 gold off, or 250 gold off.
All down.
So they're actually going to hit a 16-minute day timing, which they might just go Roche and then do that with the next DP ult. That could be their other timing, where around 18 minutes maybe that's the reason for the Force Stab is skipping. He wanted to hit the Ags by this day period. Most players, once they get Force, get it by like 22 minutes or something, so they miss this day period right here. I really hope they take Roche, wait for DP ult, and march high ground with Ags on Caudle.
Well, there's Roche. Oh, he just wanted a little slam on his spiders. All right. There we see the Medallion going to work. He's actually just going to solo it. While the rest of his team is smoked up, they're going to find the gyrocopter. The Yules is applied. Gush coming through. Kinetic field as well. And another very easy kill for EHOME. As Roche is now at half HP. The Roche watch. See if they can pick off anybody else. They should know they're in the vicinity. So Johnny, a little bit weird positioning. Looks to be going down as well. Oh, but the song does save him. Oh, no, the Spirit Siphon. But this could be a huge black hole onto 3 heroes. They get it off. Not the greatest timing again. Blinding Light comes up. It doesn't really cancel anything. The Ravage to follow, though, and the damage is going to come through for EHOME. Static Zone applied, though. OD dies. And next is the Naga. And EHOME are going to get a full team wipe on top of this. And goodness me, is Roche still being hit?
I'm flaming his build, alright? What does the Orchid do? Why do you have an Orchid? Why don't you just have a Mask of Madness Deso and kill this Roche 3 times as fast, you know?
He can silence the slam. Does it actually work? I'm guessing
it does. You can silence Roche. But now the silence only lasts for 3.75 seconds
yeah,
because
not great.
Status resistance.
That is true.
And they're working on Roche.
Looks like EHOME just going to position themselves to take out this tier 2 bottom now. And things are looking not great for the sister squad in EHOME Immortal.
You're getting flamed in chat for saying that, or no, I guess he's flaming chat. I saw somebody say people don't know that you don't get slowed by dust unless you're injured.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, for a second I thought you, I remembered you being sarcastic about it for whatever reason.
I wasn't being sarcastic. Oh yeah, I guess I was. I'm sarcastic all the time. What can I say?
You were being sarcastic and indifferent.
Yeah, that's right.
Looks like they're pushing bottom with the Colorado. DP ult deployed. Recall a Brood!
Oh, yeah. Okay, the Ensnare comes out. DP ult still online. Are they going to chase? Ryzen, of course, does not have his Song of the Siren. Look at one Spirit Siphon deals that much damage. Fiend's Grip applied to Death Prophet. Not really do that much. He's going to get healed from that call. The Ags is completely overpowered. Not a whole lot of damage done to this tier 3 yet, though. I mean, Brood Mama not really want to take advantage of this fight. Another minute left in the day. Let's see if they can get more than this. They might just have to back, though. Not a whole lot of damage building-wise without that DP ult, unless Brood Mother wants to come and play. He built a mech, by the way. What? Is it something that... What?
Apparently green. I've never seen it.
That is interesting.
I have no comment on the bird build. I'll leave it at that.
Does it matter what he builds?
I'm saying, like,
they're going to show that you can just pick Brood sometimes and win no matter what you build. Midas mech.
Midas Orchid mech.
Midas Orchid mech, yeah. Well, he has enough mana now to cast mech, I guess, right?
That is true, the synergy.
Oh, this tier 3 is almost dead. In the meantime, Broodmother's taking out your mid. He does get the tier 3 by himself. Actually pushes faster than the entirety of his team. The Aegis looks to be dead here. Faith Beyond with the Ravage going to connect on 2 heroes. But here comes a counter song. Do they have Black Hole? They do. They do. He's walking ever so slowly. There we go. He gets it off onto 3 heroes. Gets glimpsed away, though. Tidehunter does fall in this engagement. Naga gets Astral. Actually, I don't think that was an Astral. It might have been another glimpse. Oh, the Astral does save him from the Spiderling damage. But the Coddle Blast, it sets it up for that. And EHOME, they're looking good, regardless of any mistakes they might make and any builds coming out from each respective hero. Okay, so you know when you're in a pub and you're losing by like 20k gold or something, and you see the enemy build a Dagon on a hero that has no business building a Dagon, and you're like, I really hope we win this game now, kind of thing. Yeah. Just because that guy built a Dagon. I hate to be that guy, but I really hope CTY wins this game with this Broodmother build. I'm okay. You know, usually as a caster, you're not supposed to say things like that, but I'm okay with that this game, man. That is. I apologize about my lack of political correctness here. I don't know, man. I've never actually seen this weird of a build before. And it seems like the build, like you said, like it doesn't matter what he builds, like they're gonna win because they have a Brood and he's so farmed. I feel like if he just had Mask of Madness, Deso, BKB, this game's actually over already. Like it's like we're literally talking about in the post game about how he went the correct items. I don't know. I'm not a Brood player, but everything he's been doing, he's just hitting neutrals. You know, why do you have Greaves and Orchid to hit neutrals? You know, it's like it helps you regen that up, man. It's important. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, and the funny thing is that, in all likelihood, he will not be 5-manning with his team. He's just split pushing himself, so it's not like he's helping his team with the Greaves. I got nothing. Does it take off something that I'm not seeing? Like I'm saying, I mean, it takes off Malice just by Nick. Oh boy. Poggers. Oh boy. Does it take off in Snare? I don't think it's a hard dispel. Is it? Does. Okay. All right, there you go. That's the reason, man. 100%. Cracked the case. The ensnare from that level 11 Naga Siren at 22 minutes is terrifying indeed. Against this level 19 Broodmother, who has a 16k net worth versus the first place on the Radiant team at 8.7. So they do not have any waves. Naga did cut the creeps in the mid lane, so they are actually deterred for now. Now the the extra regen that you get, is that for heroes only? Yeah. Okay, it's only for heroes. I was wondering if it helps his Spiderlings past the. Yeah, it's funny. I saw Zai play Brood on stream, and he went like pipe Vlad's AC and just like and drums. He went like pipe drums Vlad's AC and just spiders were. He took like the spider. He took like the spider stuff too, the talents, and they were just unkillable. I haven't even looked at his talents this game. So he took the spider attack damage and the spiderling damage at 10. Yeah. Yeah, they're in the Spiderling health at 25. I mean, 350 health is pretty legit. Yeah, like he actually didn't get to 25, but I know for a fact he was gonna take it, and I feel like there's no way that you can kill those spiders because the way they changed them, I don't know if you know, but they gave them armor and magic resistance, but gave them lower HP pools. Yeah. So that 350 more than doubles their health, and then suddenly they have this 8 armor and 50% magic resistance, I think. I think the problem with this is he didn't go that 75 spiderling damage at 10.
Yeah.
But he did go the spider's attack damage at 20.
What the?
So.
Okay.
Whatever. I got nothing either, man. Let's just finish this game. This game's over. Okay. Let's just say what we're not supposed to. This game's over.
Yeah.
Oh, DP gets the Yules off onto the gyrocopter and won't have any more disables to stop him.
Oh, he could have gone for the Force Staff on the mana leak. I think he might have gotten him, but
oh yeah, he was pretty low on mana. That's true.
Yeah, the Force Staff into Blinding Light I think would have gotten him, but
I think we're gonna see a Tide Hunter meme hammer this game. I think Naga was building one too, right? Yeah, she actually has one.
My body is ready for the memes.
Me too. Me too. Is everybody else building pretty standard? DP is going for an Eon disc, apparently.
Of course.
That was changed to be what the threshold's like 70% now, I believe.
Yeah. Very minor but significant buff. Yeah.
What number do you think they're going to end up on? Started at 80,
minimum
that's
60.
70,
minimum
60?
60. Minimum, yeah.
Like if it was, like the lower it goes, the better it is, right?
Yeah, technically.
Depends on the hero,
but you don't want it to be like 20% or something. You want it to be
right. You don't want it to be like a
respectable health value.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'd say like 50 or 60 would probably be ideal for these.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird item. Hasn't really caught on that much. Definitely, it's situationally amazing for certain heroes. What hero do you think it identifies with? There's got to be. I would say.
I think the heroes it identifies with the most is heroes like Omni, Brewmaster, stuff that like if you don't burst them right at the start, like they're gonna have a massive impact on the fight. That's generally the heroes I think it's best with. But sometimes I see
when
it
I
on.
First,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say like heroes that get initiated onto, and as long as they push a button, they have a massive impact on the fight. Like, I see people build it on Tiny in my pubs, and I'm like, why do you build it on Tiny? If he gets gone on, he's just gonna get kited for the rest of the fight. He actually does nothing the minute he gets initiated onto. So heroes like that, I don't like it very much because they survive 2.5 seconds longer, and that's about the impact that item has.
I think the first time I read that, the first thing that popped on my mind was, wow, this is amazing on Axe. And then I read he doesn't deal any damage. I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible on Axe. Yeah. I wish there was an item that could synergize with him. I mean, Axe is a fun hero to watch.
Axe is a fun hero. I don't like playing against him though, because most carries died of Blink Blade Mail at like any stage. And in pubs, none of your teammates build Yules. It's like, guys, you can save your carry with a 2,700 gold item. That just never happens. But they are pushing bottom lane. DPO. Broodmother's still not part of the fight.
That's okay. BKB popped, and there's an Eon disc as well. He pops both for some reason. That's okay. Johnny. All right, the song comes out. He's dying slowly but surely with this exorcism. Here comes the meme hammer into the black hole. It's a little bit mistimed, and by that I mean horribly mistimed. Will they pay for it is the question. Looks like the Enigma will fall. The Gyro is next. The BKB popped by Shiki, but he's being completely surrounded by another meme hammer coming through. This one will connect.
Disruptor, a little bit better timing on that medium hammer than the Naga.
Yeah, the Naga sleep, they have not been synergizing very well. Or have not been really coordinating that correctly, I feel like.
Yeah, I guess the only way to do the meme hammer, like, I don't know if when we were talking about it the other day that it's unreliable, I don't know if you were doing it, if you were talking about how you just wait like 4.5 seconds through song and then channel the meme hammer, but you used to be able to do it where you could channel the meme hammer and shift Q, cancel your song, and it would hit every time. But now it doesn't anymore, so I think you